antenna to do part of the testing here, where they do the journalist launch for the GSX-R1000 2007 model. So today we're going to get an inside look at the bikes, people that test them, and then get some feedback from riders.
When we first got the new GSX-R1000, it only took 3 or 4 days of testing to realise that these guys have, come out with another 1000cc, motorcycle in the GSX-R that is better again than what they had before. And I just continued to scratch my head because over the past 4 or 5 years, they haven't missed a beat with this motorbike, and this one's no different. It's amazing, it really is.
The biggest difference in the bikes is from 06 to 07 is, one, the power mode selector, being able to choose whether you want full power or a little bit less than that, or even a little bit less than that, I think is probably the one thing that's really unique about this bike.
It just depends what kind of riding you're doing that day and what the conditions are. You can kind of, quickly adjust the motorcycle for that situation. You can get a little more performance or a little more safety or whatever you need that day.
Even with damp conditions, it was nice to have that option there. You not have to have a bunch of electronics on it and not have to have a laptop to figure out how to change everything. Just knock that switch down to B or C. It's a pretty pleasant thing, and I think for the average guy who's going to ride the bike on the street, whether it's cool in the morning, you get caught out in a rain shower, there's lots of situations where I think the power mode selectors would be a great benefit.
For the GSX-R 1000, we have the Bridgestone BT-015 Battle Axe. This is a tire that's designed specifically for this bike, for the suspension and the way that this bike handles. It's a great tire, works really good. A little difference in compound on this particular tire. It's got a single compound rather than a dual aligned tread compound, which most street riders are used to riding.
Well, there's a couple of really obvious changes to it, and from a technical perspective, the first thing is the clutch. The clutch on the K6, the clutch was cable operated. On this, it's hydraulic, and it's just much smoother. It's much more manageable. And that's not to say the K6 was bad, but this really is a big difference. The second thing is the steering dampener, but I got to tell you, it really works well. Transitioning out from the final turn onto the banking, and as you come up onto the banking, the head wants to shake, and the damper just holds it down really well. Very, very nice.
I'm making a lot of mid-corner corrections out here, being a brand new track to me out here. Yeah, the chassis feels really good. I mean, I'm constantly making corrections. Okay, I'm a little bit off. Let's tighten it up here. Let's give it some gas. Open it up here. Yeah, the chassis feels really solid. Like you said, I can make these corrections. I don't feel like I'm committed anywhere. I can always adjust. If I get in a little bit deep on the brakes, I don't feel like like I'm not going to make it. I can just hold it a little bit longer and then turn it in. So yeah, it's hard to say because this bike's so quick. I mean, if I get it wrong, it's because I've approached the corner just way too fast.
They continue to push the envelope every year. We all scratch our head wondering how they can make it better next year, and next year comes and it's faster than the previous year. So yes, it's from an engineering standpoint, it's quite a feat. It takes everybody, obviously the whole package has to come together, whether it's the tires, the suspension, the engine engineers or groups. Everything has to eventually come to a complete package that works in unison.
And they continue to make their products even more accommodating for the people that are buying them. And obviously you see what they do on the racetrack, and every year it just keeps getting better. They win championships and continue to make their bikes better. So that being said, I think it shows their commitment to making their product even better than it is already.